Inside North Korea Part 1, the world's most secretive nation. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that every word you say, every move you make, and even every television program you watch is controlled by your government. Imagine never being able to freely access the internet, choose your leaders, or leave your country without permission. For more than 25 million people, this is not a movie. It is everyday life. North Korea is one of the most isolated and mysterious countries on Earth, hidden behind heavily guarded borders, surrounded by secrecy and rarely seen by outsiders. It remains a place that fascinates the world. But what is life really like inside North Korea? Today, we're going beyond the headlines to explore the country's history, its leadership, daily life, economy, military, and the stories of ordinary people living behind one of the world's most heavily controlled borders. This is the story of Inside North Korea. Chapter 1. A Nation Divided. To understand North Korea, we must first travel back to the end of the Second World War. In 1945, Japan's occupation of Korea came to an end. But instead of becoming one united country again, the Korean Peninsula was divided into two separate zones. The Soviet Union supported the North, while the United States supported the South. What was meant to be a temporary arrangement soon became permanent. In 1948, two separate governments were officially established. The North became the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The South became the Republic of Korea. Just 2 years later, war broke out. The Korean War lasted from 1950 to 1953, claiming millions of lives and leaving the peninsula devastated. Although the fighting stopped with an armistice, no formal peace treaty was ever signed. Technically, North and South Korea are still at war today. That conflict shaped the future of both countries, but in dramatically different ways. While South Korea developed into one of the world's leading economies, North Korea followed a path of isolation, military expansion, and centralized political control. Chapter 2. The Kim Dynasty. Since its founding, North Korea has been ruled by 3 generations of the same family. First came Kim Il-sung, who established the country's political system. He was succeeded by his son, Kim Jong-il. Today, the country is led by Kim Jong-un. Unlike many nations where leaders change through elections, North Korea has remained under the leadership of one family for decades. Across the country, large statues and portraits of past and present leaders are displayed in public spaces. State media gives extensive coverage to the leadership, and official messaging emphasizes loyalty to the government. To supporters, this represents national unity and stability. To critics, it reflects a highly centralized political system with limited political freedoms. Understanding this leadership structure is essential to understanding life inside North Korea.
Inside North Korea Part 2. Daily life behind closed borders. For most people around the world, freedom is often taken for granted. The freedom to choose what to watch, what to read, where to travel, or what career to pursue. But inside North Korea, daily life is shaped by a very different system. Chapter 3. Growing up in North Korea. For children, education begins at an early age. Schools teach subjects such as mathematics, science, language, and history, alongside lessons that emphasize patriotism and loyalty to the country and its leadership. Outside the classroom, students may participate in organized youth activities, parades, and national celebrations. For many children, this is simply the world they have always known. Chapter 4. Life in the capital. The capital city, Pyongyang, is often presented as the country's showcase. Wide streets, impressive monuments, apartment buildings, parks, and carefully maintained public spaces create an image of order and national pride. Many foreign visitors who are allowed into North Korea spend most of their time here. But not every citizen lives in the capital. Living in Pyongyang is generally considered a privilege, and reports suggest that residency there is more restricted than in many other parts of the country. Beyond the capital, living conditions can vary significantly from region to region. Chapter 5 News, television, and the internet. Imagine a world where the internet, simply doesn't exist. Most North Koreans do not have unrestricted access to the global internet. Instead, many use a domestic network that provides access to APPROVED websites and services within the country. Television and newspapers are also studied, meaning information is presented through official channels. As a result, many citizens receive news from a limited range of sources. This contributes to North Korea's reputation as one of the world's most isolated information environments. Chapter 6 Work and Everyday Life. Most adults work in jobs assigned through state institutions or other approved employment systems. Daily routines can vary depending on where someone lives and what work they do. Like people everywhere, North Koreans go to work, care for their families, celebrate holidays, and hope for a better future. Despite political tensions, it is important to remember that ordinary citizens are individuals with their own dreams, talents, and aspirations. Many have never traveled outside their country and simply live the lives available to them. Chapter 7 A country few people see. Only a small number of tourists and foreign journalists are allowed to visit North Korea each year. Their movements are often guided and restricted, meaning much of the country remains unseen by outsiders. This has contributed to the country's image as one of the world's greatest modern mysteries, with limited independent access. Many aspects of everyday life remain difficult to verify, adding to the fascination surrounding the nation. Inside North Korea, Part 3 Military Power and Global Tensions. For decades, North Korea has remained at the center of international attention, not because of its economy, not because of tourism, but because of its military. The country has one of the largest standing militaries in the world relative to its population, and for years, it has invested heavily in weapons development. But why? To understand the answer, we have to look at North Korea's view of the world. Chapter 8 A nation focused on defense. North Korea has long argued that a strong military is essential to protect the country from foreign threats. Its leaders have often pointed to past wars, international sanctions, and military exercises by other countries in the region as reasons for maintaining a powerful defense. As a result, military service plays an important role in the lives of many citizens. Large military parades are regularly held in the capital, displaying soldiers, equipment, and missiles before crowds and television cameras. To supporters, these events demonstrate national strength. To critics, they reflect the government's heavy emphasis on military power. Chapter 9 The Nuclear Program. One of the biggest reasons North Korea dominates international headlines is its nuclear weapons program. Over the years, the country has conducted multiple nuclear tests and launched missiles with increasing range. North Korean officials say these weapons are meant to deter attacks and ensure the country's security. Many other governments, however, view the program as a serious global security concern. These differing perspectives have led to years of negotiations, sanctions, and diplomatic efforts involving countries such as the United States, South Korea, China, Japan, and Russia. Despite periods of dialogue, tensions have continued. Chapter 10 Sanctions and the Economy. In response to North Korea's weapons programs, the international community has imposed a range of economic sanctions. These restrictions are intended to limit access to certain goods, technologies, and financial resources. Supporters of sanctions argue they are designed to pressure the government into changing its policies. Critics argue that sanctions can also make life more difficult for ordinary people. North Korea has continued to pursue self-reliance while maintaining trade relationships. With a limited number of partners, the country's economy remains one of the least transparent in the world, making it difficult for outside experts to fully assess its size and performance. Chapter 11. A country that captivates the world. Few countries attract as much curiosity as North Korea. Its secrecy, limited access, and unique political system have inspired countless books, documentaries, and studies. Every photograph, every official announcement, and every rare glimpse inside the country is analyzed by experts around the globe. Yet, despite decades of attention, many questions remain unanswered. What is everyday life truly like beyond the cameras? How will the country change in the years ahead? And what does the future hold for the millions of people who call North Korea home? Only time will tell. Closing, North Korea is a country of contrasts. It is a nation with a rich history, a distinct culture, and millions of ordinary people living their daily lives. At the same time, it is known for its isolation, its tightly controlled political system, and its significant role in global security discussions. Understanding North Korea requires looking beyond stereotypes and headlines, recognizing both the verified facts and the limits of what outsiders can know. Thank you for joining us on this journey inside one of the world's most secretive nations. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Hidden Histories, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next exploration into the stories that shaped our world. Until next time, stay curious,